close to the camera.
See,
look, he's 5 pounds right now.
We're here at the media day for the 2021 Bassmaster Classic on Ray Roberts.
this is a tank. Look at the size of this thing.
Progress we've made so far on our Hobie PA14. Got it wired up for 12 volt right now. We got the B127. That money!
Got one. Took him long enough, didn't it? He knows. You know that's your outro.
I know, but I mean, like, I was waiting on you because, like, you just kind of put me on the spot and it's like it didn't flow right.
Whatever. All right, guys. What's going on, everybody? I want to thank y'all for tuning in to One Objective tonight. Guys, we got a good show lined up for y'all. I didn't have a guest on this show, and I want to tell you why. Because the guest that we're going to have on, the way his schedule was, which is, you know, when you win a big Bassmaster Classic, your schedule is like just pretty much booked. Anyways, he was going on a big ice fishing trip. So we are going to have Jeff Guffason on Tuesday night. Now, I think it's going to be a pre-recording. And then, because I'm not sure how the internet's going to be, so I think it's going to be a pre-recording, and then I'm going to have the show up Wednesday, and then that way you guys can listen to it Wednesday morning, or it might be up Tuesday, late Tuesday night. So, but we are going to have Jeff Guffason on Tuesday. But I wanted to do a recap. I wanted to talk about the Bassmasters Classic, how me and James sucked it up. And then, you know, just the weather and just the fun we had with the family. I want to kind of go over everything and some of my thoughts on everything, you know, and like say these thoughts that I'm going to have, or these opinions I'm going to have. I'm not to offend nobody or nothing like that. So I don't want nobody like getting all but hurt about it. And it's just my opinions, and it's nothing major, but you know, I just kind of want to go over some things that I've seen at the Classic, but other than that, before we get into the show, I want to thank some really great sponsors that's been here and it's helped support this channel. And I want you guys, if you can, to go help support them, because like I say, supporting them helps them support us, so we can keep bringing you shows and content and all that stuff. So, but first off, I want to thank Amped Outdoors. They've been a big help with, I'm going to tell you what, in the last 2 events, running the XI3. I mean, I'm talking running hard, man. I mean, flat out running hard. I mean, we run the piss out of them. I mean, straight up, and we never killed them, man. And I mean, man, miles in the wind, in the current. I mean, just flat out run them and never. I mean, when you go to put them on charge, I mean, it don't take long to get them charged back up. You know what I mean? Like we didn't kill them that bad. And we're running 2 60 amp hours in a series right now with the 12 volt system for the 55 pound thrust. We're thinking about upgrading to a 24, which will be able to just, you know, run them in parallel then. But great setup. And then we also are running another 60 that runs our graphs and our live scope and all that stuff. And then just all they've done for us, man. We're going to do a full setup in our Ranger RT 198s. So we're going to be running the 36 volt system, and then we're going to have another 100 amp hour just for our graphs and stuff like that. So we'll be doing some videos on that here shortly. But also, I want to thank Waterland Co., Waterland Sunglasses. They have been a great company to work with. I have thoroughly enjoyed working with this company. They've hooked us up with some really nice sunglasses. Chris, did you get your bed fishers?
I did. I got them a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, what do you think about them? I think they're slick looking glasses, man.
They're pretty neat looking glasses.
Oh, I should have had them. I think I showed them on the last show. I think my daughter
got mine right here.
Yeah. But awesome pair of sunglasses that came out for the spawn, basically the bed fishers. I mean, you can use them all the time. But just the way they wrap around your face and help keep that light from coming in on the side. I really, really love those sunglasses, and I can't wait to be able to put them to use this weekend with all the weather and all that, and because they're going to be coming up on beds, probably pretty hot and heavy here. It's Smith Mountain Lake here soon, so I'm ready to try them bad boys out. Chris, he's digging into it right now. But if you can go to Water Go. Oh, look, he's got them right there. Yeah, look at them bad. We got the vent holes on the side, keep from fogging. I love them dudes. They wrap around your face good and everything.
Oh yeah.
Block that sun out. Yeah. What'd you say, Chris? We'll go up there and you can piss them off and I can catch them.
There you go. That's how you do it. Now I can do it in style.
Yeah, yeah. Chris, it's a running joke because me and Chris went up there bed fishing several years ago, and we always did this thing where you get 3 flips, I get 3 flips, basically, and like a couple times Chris would pull up and he'd start flipping first, or then I'd pull up and I'd start flipping first, but it never failed. It's like Chris always made him mad, and then I get him, and Chris is like, I think I piss him off, and you catch them. So,
That's how we do it.
so got Brittany in here. Hey, Brittany, how you doing? If you guys are listening right now, if you want, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, and also comment where you're listening from. We love to see where all you guys are at. But see, if I can't get my words out this afternoon, Chris. But anyways, if you go to Waterland Sunglasses or waterlandco.com, and pick out whatever pair of sunglasses you want, pick out that favorite pair you want, and then use at checkout one objective, and you'll save yourself 15% on your first pair of.
Come with this nice case. You got a nice little case to come in.
It's got a nice little rag in there to wipe your
little.
cloth. Yeah, wipe your glasses down.
Oh, yeah.
I use that all the time. I actually got one on my boat I use for my graphs too as well. So I really like that. But like I say, go support them and help support us. Also, I'd like to thank Missile Baits. Missile Baits has been with us since day one, basically, and they just released a new worm. Oh man, it's gonna put me right on the spot here. Man, I'll think of it here in just a second.
No.
Oh man, I just lost my train of thought on the worm. But anyways, they released a new bait down there. It's just a smaller bait. For that Robo Worm makes for them. And for some reason, Jason's in here. Jason, what was the new worm that Missile Baits just released? I just had a brain fart here, man. I can't even think about it or what it was. But that's bad on me. Very bad on me. But anyways, release a new worm down there. I'm really excited about using that on Smith. I think that's the perfect size for what I like doing with the 4-inch worm. He said me too. I had to get Chris to look that up here in a minute.
Is the nah, it's not up there.
Yeah.
The page changed. It was called the mini swim jig. Oh.
No, not that one. We'll look it up here in a minute.
The mini magic.
Yeah, that's what the mini magic worms or whatever.
Mini magic.
Yeah, they got it's Robo Worm's making it for them. So we all know Robo Worm makes a really great worm. You know what I mean?
Mini magic.
So they collaborated with them, and they're making their own. Like it's a different style looking worm. It's pretty cool looking. I got them in their bigger size, which I think is their 6-inch size, and I've used that a lot for like shaky head and stuff like that. And it's a great worm. But really excited to try some of those down there at Hartwell and all that, where we're going to go to here soon. But
that's not one of those.
Yeah. Ron Schmidt. That's how Ron Schmidt placing second with the Classic down there. Almost won it, man. I mean, it was down to the wire, man. I was really hoping. I like Jeff Gufferson and I like Brian Schmidt, and I was just like, I love them. I like all these guys, man. They're all great people. And I was really hoping, I was torn. I didn't know who I wanted to win that one. Either way, it would have been great. So, but anyways, big congrats to Jeff Gustafson on that win and Brian Schmidt on an awesome finish as well, second place. So, but yeah, like I say, go check out Missile Baits, check out Waterland, check out Amped Outdoors. And like I said, we carry those on our website as well, the Amped Outdoor stuff and Missile Baits. So, you can go on our website, check them out. We don't have the mini magics in. We do plan on getting some of those on order. Just haven't been able to place the order yet. So do plan on doing that soon. But anyways, Chris, what have you been up to, man? I know we haven't talked a lot. I've been on the road a lot. You've been working. It's just been kind of, and then the weather's been crap too. So like,
not much, just normal stuff.
Yeah, just living life.
Working in the yard today.
Oh, have you? What, you were on flower beds, getting them done?
Yeah, I was going to. Then we decided, maybe we should go a different way with the mulch.
Yeah, I got you.
Buy something, big scoop of it instead of buying it by the bag or whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, get with me here soon. Depending on how fast y'all want to do it, might be able to work something out and get you a big dump of that, a big load of that. So might have to bring a dump trailer up here to get some rock. So maybe we can work that out. Just depends how quick you need it. But
all right.
But
they're going to get it from somewhere around here. I'm not sure where.
Yeah.
I can get a scoop over for like $30.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. It goes a long ways, man.
Yeah,
She said I got him.
five bags didn't go very far at all.
No, I tried that with rock years ago. When we had our old house, I had Tammy said, I think I was out of town or something. She's like, I'm gonna buy a bunch of bags of rock and then I'm gonna do the flower bed. And she bought like, I don't know, like 10 bags of rock, and it didn't even it didn't go far at all.
You know, I bought five bags of mulch, and it didn't even do like one side of the porch hardly.
Yeah.
I was like, I got 5 bags. I'm gonna get all kinds of stuff done. Nope.
Yeah. Look at you flexing, walking there, flexing like yes. Look at my mulch. Everybody else like, man, he ain't even get a quarter of his flower bed.
Yeah, so now we resorted to getting a scoop of it from a place up the road for the same for a little bit, more than what I paid for the 5 bags.
Yeah, exactly. It is crazy. But yeah, it's been kind of crazy around here in Carter House. We just I finally was able to get to mowing my grass, which has been a debacle on its own with a belt issue and just
did you get it taken care of?
I mean, I picked up another belt, and then I was like, I'm gonna drive it up to my driveway where I can get on where it's paved, and I can get under this thing and work on it and get it under my carport. And it was pulling fine. Like I'm like, what the world? So I'm like, well, I'm gonna try to mow this thing and see what it does. And then it was working fairly decent. What happened is I changed the oil in this thing. I'm gonna blast this name out there, but don't buy a Fram oil filter for your lawnmower. Learned the hard way. Okay, I've actually had a couple issues with Frams before, but yet here I am in the same stupid situation that I was a while back.
What kind of motors it got in it?
That's got the Kawasaki, the Colin, Kohler motor, the Kohler motor.
Yeah, I bought the filter for the Kohler that belongs on my other property from Tractor Supply.
Yeah,
it was expensive, but it's got a Kohler filter on it now. So
yeah,
all right, a Fram.
Yeah, well, it busted at when they crimp it on the bottom, and what happened was it leaked all onto the drive belt.
Soaked the old belt,
man. So like I was degreasing it and all that stuff, and I think it's getting better. You know what I mean? Like it's a $40-some belt, so I'm like, and it's a hard belt to change on that one. So I'm kind of like, we'll see if I can make this happen. So
yeah,
you gotta be careful on the heels. She starts just losing it. You know what I mean? Ain't
nothing there.
Yeah. So if it gets worse, I'm just gonna change it on out. But anyways, we got some people joining in. We got Gary Pike. We got Thomas Langdale. And then we got Mr. Bob Barisky in the house. What's going on, guys? Appreciate y'all tuning in. If you just tuned in, give the thumbs up button and also share this video on your Facebook, or if you're on YouTube, share it over on your Facebook if you can, or whatever you can do. Yeah. But anyways, so basically what we're going to be talking about tonight, and for you guys that are just tuning in, we're just going to be doing a classic recap from where we fished the Bass Nation Kayak Series event championship, and then just taking the family to the Bassmasters Classic, and how it was just all the cool stuff in Knoxville. We had a good time. I really enjoyed taking the family down there. Chris, I'd like to get you down there, you and Brittany, and just enjoy the Classic one time as a fan. Like it's just really amazing that all the stuff that's down there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like even just the stuff that's outside for the kids to do. Like they had a catfish pond. And we was down there, and you pay. You don't even pay nothing. You didn't pay nothing. You just had to go sign a waiver. I guess if you got hooked, you couldn't get sue nobody. And but they have all these little catfish in there, man, with like little hot dog chunks. You just put on your hook, and you just put it over there, and you catch the catfish, man. I mean, they're not big. You know what I mean? Like this, all of them probably been hooked about 500 times. So, on the second day, man, they were tight-lipped, like they were up. So I think we ended up taking some James, and I didn't get a chance to. I had one of the people right beside me watching. I was going to take like a gummy bear and put on there, like a Welch's. That's what it was. It was the Welch's packs. You can't resist a Welch.
Oh no.
So anyways, we brought those in, and I was going to try them, but I had the guy beside me, so I couldn't be sneaky with it. I tried to get the orange one so they look similar to the hot dog. So, but I just.
Oh. Are you there?
All right, we good now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I don't know what's going on, man. I think my
Man,
internet.
you froze up there. You froze
I
up.
think my internet day to day is slowly going downhill.
I don't know
Slowly.
if I froze up or I don't know.
All right. Well,
You're back.
yeah. So when we cut. We're gonna put that on we got to cut that out for the podcast part on iTunes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you say? Yeah, no, y'all are.
Yeah.
But so I mean, hopefully they don't happen again because I want to get in depth with this. So
Yeah.
let's dig into the juice. Let's dig into the juice right now with the Bass Nation kayak series and the championship. I'm going to tell you right now, Steve Owens and all them. He said, the damn internet invented ain't working again. Steve Owens and him does a phenomenal job. I think he did a A+ job on the Classic when he was up there on the stage talking about the anglers, really bringing the attention to the kayaking industry and the kayak world on what these guys are doing, and big congratulations to Russ Snyder on winning. I mean, this guy, like, I need to get him back on the show. We've had him before. I need to get him back on the show. Him and Drew Gregory, and there's a handful of other people that are just constantly consistent in these kayak events. You know what I mean? They show up when they need to. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. We all have bad events. Us more than others sometimes, but especially for me. But these guys are always showing up and showing out. You know what I mean? And getting the job done. And it's just amazing to me how consistent they are. You know what I mean? Like, there's times where you're like, God dang it, I got beat by them again. But you also got to sit back and you got like, man, this is amazing how consistent they are. It's just kind of like back in the KVD days, where he was winning all the time. You know what I mean? Like he was winning championships. He was winning AOIs. It was just an amazing, amazing deal to watch. But on the other side, you're like, crap, I just want to see somebody else get it done too. But Russ Snyder's a really great guy. It was great to see some new faces on stage too. There was some old faces, some new faces. It was just some great competitors out there. But Mark says, so glad we get the opportunity to get on stage at exactly. I think that is awesome what Bass is doing, and it's right before the weigh-in for the big dogs, the Bassmaster Classic guys. So now this is my only gripe, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. And maybe some other guys feel this way. I don't know. But I look at it this way. It's a lot of guys that traveled the country all last year and fished their butts off to make this championship. You know what I mean? Like to make the big show. This is when you're fishing now, either you're going to fish and just fishing one or here and there, depending on your vacation schedule, or you got guys that are legitimately trying to win AOI or make the championship. And I'm not talking about some of the guys that are just fishing some of these club tournaments where they just make it in. I'm not talking about those. Now, some of these club tournaments, they're tough. There's some serious competition in them to even make it into those. So, I mean, but you have some club tournaments and I'm not knocking them, guys. So don't take this the wrong way. I'm not knocking it, but there's some that it's a little easier to get in than others. When you look at Tennessee, Georgia, all of them, I'm just naming them off, and there's others, but they got a big showing. They got a lot of people that's in them. It's really hard to make it. But what I'm getting at is a lot of these people travel the country all year long to make this big, massive championship. This is it. This is the Super Bowl for the bass side, or it's the Super Bowl of the bass fishing industry, basically. I mean, you look at the Red Crest, it's all right. It's kind of like how the FLW's championship was. But you look at Bassmasters, man, everybody's there. It's such a big deal. Everybody knows it, And he was Mark said it was by far more people in the stands. Definitely. It was a lot more people there to watch this go down. But what my gripe is you got board check-in, okay? So Monday was board check-in. So Sunday we had practice, and you had Monday, then you had Tuesday, last day of practice, and then you had Wednesday was the start of the tournament. My biggest gripe was Monday, there was nothing really done saying, hey, congratulations, guys. You made the championship. You know what I mean? Like, let's have a dinner. Let's have man, I ain't even looking for handout stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking for hats and sponsor obligation items and all that stuff. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for a trophy that we made it, but just some recognition where we could go in and sit down and fellowship. I mean, we had the time to fellowship if you wanted to. You could stand around and talk and all that, but actually bring light to saying, you know, man, good job, guys. Congratulations. Y'all made this. You know, I mean, you look, some of these, man, they had like the wall of what they call it, the walk of sponsor or whatever, where they Power Pole be there, Yamaha be there, Mercury be there. Now, granted, I know that we're in a kayaking side, so you can't, they're not going to hand you Mercury hats at a kayak event. Now, Yamaha, what do they call it? Right Waters of Yamaha or something like that helps sponsor the Bass Nation Kayak Series. They're an outdoor organization by Yamaha that helps with clean water systems and all that stuff, and really bringing these fisheries, you know, either back to life or improving them, you know? So, and I appreciate all of their sponsorship that they do for the Bass Nation Kayak Series, as well as Old Town and all them, you know? But it just, look, man, and I'm not trying to be whiny about it or nothing like that. It is what it is. I have fished a lot of championships when it comes to like federation, or when it comes to Fishers of Men or other bass boat events, you know, and they feed you and you sit there and you talk, and they'll have like raffle things that they do and all that. I mean, it just didn't feel like the regular championship. It felt like a normal event to me. I felt like we was at a normal event. Like we went in, did our board check, and we left, went back to our house. And then we got up next morning and went practice. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like there was no even big like media hype. You know what I mean? If you were on Old Town, now they had the whole like interview thing they were doing outside for the whole entire Old Town team, which was cool. You know what I mean? But like it just felt like we was at a normal tournament. And we showed up, had our boards checked, and we went home. We got ready for the next day of practice. That was my only gripe. And I don't blame that on Steve Owens at all. I don't know if that is if you blame that on the community there, you know what I mean? Like where they kind of sponsor the event, you know, help get the people there, you know. I don't know. The Chamber of Commerce is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. I don't know who you put that. I don't put that on Steve. Steve already had a hell of a job when he got into this, trying to get this turned around and get a schedule together for us, you know, and get this thing going off the ground, because the position he was left in, basically. But I don't blame him at all. Maybe I blame Bass a little bit, but not Steve in general. Like it should have. I just feel like there should have been more there for the anglers that made it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Steve did do a really good like YouTube video before the meeting, talking about everything, and then we had or during, I think it was right after that, and then he did another YouTube video just kind of going over the rules and all that stuff, giving us our some information for all that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I just was I was a little frustrated with that part, because I was like, man, this feels like just a normal event. It does not feel like a championship. I mean, we go to Hobie, they feed you, they have pizza, or they do like little raffles, you know, giveaways and all that stuff. And like Hobie does it up. And Bass, don't get me wrong, Bass does a really good job when they're doing their announcing the winners. You know what I mean? But like kind of feeling like you're there at a championship. It just didn't feel like it. It really did not feel like a championship to me. It felt like another event that we have fished all last year. So
they didn't want to take away from the others thing, almost what it feels like.
Yeah, I just, you know, like, so what I thought was really cool is Eric Siddiqui and Drew Gregory got to go to Night of Champions for the Bassmaster stuff. So they got to go up there and, you know, where Brandon Pollock does his AOI speech, you know what I mean? And they acknowledge a lot of the winners and stuff like that. And Drew Gregory and Eric Siddiqui won championship last year, and Drew Gregory won AOI on top of some phenomenal finishes with several wins. You know what I mean? But why was that, you know, to me, why was that not brought up there at our meeting? Let's bring these guys in, the reigning champion from, you know, Eric Siddiqui, and let's bring in AOI champion Drew Gregory, you know, let's hand him his AOI trophy here. You know what I mean? And and build up like a media thing there. Like do some interviews with some of these guys that are fishing this thing. Like you go on Bass, there's a few pictures. Basically, all the pictures you basically seen on Bass was all Hobie. I mean, Old Town. But I get it. They're a sponsor. But I just kind of, I don't know. It just, I sit back and I look at it. Now, other than that, I really enjoyed going in there fishing Chickamauga. It was tough. The event was just I don't know, man. I have a love-hate. Actually, I think my relationship is turned from a love-hate to a hate relationship with Chickamauga. Like, I really enjoy going down there and fishing, and everything looks fishy. And what we call fish. Like, but, you know, when I hear that lake's on the downcline, you know, it's not doing as good as it used to be. So I do feel bad for Ryan Lambert and them. He had a heck of a first day, and to just basically go down like it did on the second day for him and not have nothing. And, you know, man, that's tough because he had a heck of a bag on the first day. I mean, I was awesome to see that. And then just go down like it does. I hate that on it for any competitor, you know, not unless you're second place and you're trying to win, you know what I mean? But like sitting back on the sideline, watching it go down, I hated it. I hated it for him. So, but I also enjoyed seeing Russ Snyder win it. I mean, man, he's just a fishing machine and the guy works his butt off. But for us, I mean, practice was okay. I found some marinas that I was catching some fish on an A-rig. And then also going around, I could flip a jig around a little bit, had a few bites on that. And then on a jerkbait. A jerkbait was big for me. And then we went to another spot. Me and James actually talked about going and trying to fish this one spot on the last day of practice, go up there. I found a really nice rock bluff. Water temperature was like 46 compared to where we were fishing down the lake at 52, 53. I'm like, man, I don't know. But the water was clear. Like everywhere we fished, the water was kind of dirty, you know, and this water was clear. And dude, I mean, in practice, I caught one on jerkbait. I'm like, that's nice. Let me put this down. And I went down another 50 yards and threw a spinnerbait. Boom, caught one on a spinnerbait. I'm like, okay. Before I got to that rock bluff, I was coming up by a laydown, threw a jerkbait over there. Boom, caught that. That was like, you know, a mile away, maybe less than a mile. I say it's about half a mile away. So I'm like, dang on, man. Like I might be able to grind a spot, you know, some fish out here real quick. But was never getting nothing big. And then the next day, that night, I said, I think I'm just gonna go there. I had one on it come off at the boat down at the lower end of the lake that was in the 4.5, 5 pound range on an A-rig. And then I caught a few dinks down there. And I don't think it'd have done any better. I don't know. But by my first cast on day one, James was still coming out the creek behind me. It was 7:30. I made that cast. I jerked that jerkbait twice and caught one. 14 3/4. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just screwed myself. But at the same side, I'm like, man, this is awesome. You know, like you don't catch, you know, I don't know. I hate to get superstitious about this stuff. I mean, I really do. Because I believe in, you know, I believe in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I don't think he's going to be like, oh, burn, boy. You ain't catching nothing else the rest of the day. But it gets in your mind that, man, I just caught a fish on my first cast, and I think that makes your wheels fall off. And it did. Like, I had fish swatting at it. Like, they wasn't getting it. I changed jerk baits. They were doing the same thing. I was throwing an A-rig, and after the tournament was over and was at the Classic, I was talking to a few guys, and I feel like I maybe got some adjustments I can make on my A-rig that will help me, you know, hook up better, because I was throwing it on braid. A lot of guys like me need to switch over to the mono or something like that, you know, with a little more flex to it, because I'm setting the hook too quick with the braid. And I lost 6 fish on an A-rig.
Oh, man.
Put in and went to the lower end after I didn't catch nothing. By like 11:30, I was done, and I said, man, I ain't catching nothing. I'm going down to my spot. I put in, went to a few marinas, and I hung into some decent ones, man, and it couldn't they would hit it, man. You'd have them on for a little bit, man. You're fighting, and then it just comes off. And I'm like, what the world? How do you miss that, man? You got 3 hooks on the bottom of it, because Tennessee, you can only have 3 hooks. You can have trailers, but you can have 3 hooks. Right. And I'm like, how is this? Because during practice, they were choking it. You know, like they were just clobbering that thing. Anything that hit it, you got it. If they come off the bottom for that A-rig, they were going to get it. And it just, man, I was just mind blown, dude. Like after day one, I'm like, I'm just ready to load up and go to Knoxville. I don't even want to get back on the water no more. Like I'm out of it. You know, I'm 100 and whatever place. Like I'm done. And me and James talked. It was going to be a pretty day the next day. I said, how about, you know, we was talking, how about we just learn this lake, you know, because we're going to come back here again probably. So let's go fish something different. We never fished. So we went up, which James's day one had okay day one. And in a way, hindsight, you know, 2020, I wished he would have maybe not worried about going where I went and went back to that spot and caught another limit of 12-inch fish. That's all he had. I mean, his biggest one was like a 13, you know, and it's not nothing to win a tournament. You just want to, you know, at that point now you're just trying to see how high you can get in the standings. You know, you're not going to make a check. You're not going to do nothing like that. But I don't know. But anyways, we went and fished, I think it was Saudi Creek, and I caught a couple of dinks that wasn't measurable, and that was it. Like it was over. So by, I think it was 1 o'clock, we pulled out and went head to Knoxville and just waited for the family to get there, man, you know, but no, it was fun. It was fun of it. It was really fun to have the family down there and actually go to this event as a fan. I had no obligations to go do an interview, you know what I mean? Or have to be here for this meeting or that meeting or whatever. Like it felt fun to just go down there and we're like, let's go over here. See what's over here. Let's go check this out. Actually enjoy some deals on some tackle. Bought some new reels and got some new Shimano.
Good deals?
Yeah, I mean, some stuff wasn't bad. Like, you know, we was looking at the Sunline. Like we went there and looking at Sunline, and I mean, the deal they had really, like you could buy like off Tackle Warehouse if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Like for actually just a little bit cheaper. Some stuff was good, some stuff wasn't. You know, like I really wanted to find that new Berkeley coal shad, but I don't think no one's going to have that bait until like June, I think. So it's supposed to be similar to like the Mag Draft.
Oh, okay.
But I picked that up, man. That bait is awesome. Like it's the Mag Draft has got some really good action. So does the new Zal Dangerous one. But the coal shad, man, is just got I like the keeper on the bottom of it. Like it's actually got like a little clip piece for your hook on the bottom. And then I also just like how much action it is from about mid bait all the way to the back to the tail. It's just got a lot of action to it. And I mean, man, people have been catching. I mean, the pros that's got them in their hands have been catching them pretty good. So
pretty good. I'm looking at them now. Seeing the 6 and the 8.
Yeah. It's a nice looking bait.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try to get some of those whenever we can. Probably won't be able to get them for forever because I mean, you got all the pros that's been catching them on TV.
Yeah, instead of having a magnet, it has a clip.
Yeah, and it pulls out pretty easy. It's but it don't come out so easy like when you're skipping it up under docks and stuff like that.
Yeah, it don't fly out from underneath of it.
Yeah,
it looks pretty good.
So, but yeah, I mean, man, but it was fun though, man. I mean, we ended up having a crazy storm come through. I think it was our first night there. So wake up to just thunder and lightning and a ruckus that hit the side of the window. I'm like, what in the world? My Tammy woke me up. She's like, what? I mean, I kind of heard it, but she was like waking me up, make sure I was awake. And I looked out the window, I didn't see nothing. Like it was just dumping rain. And then it sounded like something dragging across the roof of the house. I'm like, what in the world? So I pull up the phone, and there's no tornado warnings because, Gunnersville, that's all we were. And down there, it was tornado. I think I still got PTSD from sirens and stuff going off. But looking at the map, like, man, we ain't got nothing going on. But these are the storms that just came through Mississippi there and wreaked havoc and devastated some stuff. And it was just crazy. But anyways, wake up next morning, Tammy looks out the window. She goes, there's a tree outside in the yard. Like it just knocked this big tree down. And luckily it was just short enough it didn't hit the house. You know what I mean? He said Gunnersville all over again. Yeah, man, that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, we got to get down in the basement. I can see me now trying to wake my kids up, telling them we got to get to the basement. I was going to drag them. So, but yeah, but that part was fun. the Airbnb house was kind of. I've never been a complainer about Airbnb houses. I normally try to, like, this is what I paid for. This is what I get. And normally you have a lot of pictures. You're like, all right, I know this is a small house. This is it's a place to lay your head. You know what I mean? When you're fishing, you're not looking for luxury. I mean, don't get me wrong.
You don't need no jacuzzi or pool table and all that.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. That last time we had with Bob Brisket and them, and Jason and James, and it was got Russ and man, I'm leaving some names out. I know it. And I'm sorry. But we had a blast, man. We had like a little shuffleboard table. We had a pool table, and we played the crap out of it. We just played the crap out of it. But anyways, so a lot of times me and James get a house. So Kenny was his name. We just find a place to lay our heads because we're practicing all the way till dark or whatever, and then we're going to find a restaurant to eat, and then we're going to bed. But anyways, we get this. I'm like, man, I'm gonna get a really nice house for the family, something where the kids can play, game room, all that stuff. So we get it. And the pictures that they had on this house, I still need to do a rating on it. I ain't done a rating on it yet because I'm trying to figure out if I want to be nice. It's like we get there, and I'm like, man, was this a trap house? Like, what happened here? Like,
reformed trap house.
I mean, the neighborhood and all that doesn't look bad. We're right behind a John Deere dealership. That don't bother me either. That don't bother me at all. But I go in and I'm like the pictures, they must have staged this house and was trying to sell it a while back, So the walls looked fresh. The floor looked really fresh. All the carpets look brand new. We get in there, and I mean, man, I can't even make out the design on none of the carpets. Like it's like it's worn out. Like it's been walked on a lot. You know what I mean? Like not dirty looking, just worn out. And the floors are just like trashed. You can tell like they're just like they need to be refinished, basically. The kitchen looked okay. I mean, the bedrooms were okay. I feel like the beds were like a hotel bed, like some old, like some nasty hotel you had to sleep in for a night or two because you're on the road, you get in there and you're like, it sucks. That's kind of, I didn't sleep good for the next 2 nights. I ain't gonna lie to you. But then they had a table, I call it the table of death, the kitchen table. So the way the legs come out, they don't go straight down like most legs. They go out. They go out
like a picnic table, sort of, in a way.
Yeah.
The angle.
Yeah, but like on a picnic table, you got a seat that's connected to it.
Yeah.
So when you walk around this thing, you got to walk wide. No, not this, dude. Everybody bashed their toes into the corner.
So is it made like that, or is it just broke?
Yeah, no, it's made like that. It was like a homemade one he made.
I thought maybe she was wore out or something.
No, they used 2x4s and made
jumping, dancing on it.
Yeah, no, it was a table of death.
Down in Knoxville, frat parties and stuff going on down there. UT.
Yeah. Oh, dude, my little toe, man, is still sore from banging that dude in the corner.
Wear steel toe boots if you're going to rent that house.
Yeah. I mean, that was but it did have a pool table. It had a dartboard, no darts. And then we had
dartless dartboard.
Dartless dartboard. You just look at it, you're like, I'm going to hit that.
I think if I throw this, I'm going to throw it to 20 on the outer ring near the top or whatever.
Got the pretend darts.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? But it was just some stuff. It was just, I don't know. I hate to bash too much. That's people trying to make a little bit of money, but I was just like, I've never stayed in one that bad. And I'm normally not picky. I'm telling you, man, we went to Guntersville. Let me tell this story. So it was me, Jason, and James, Jason Hensley and James. We went to Guntersville. It was right when COVID hit. What was that, 2019? I think, or was it 2020? Darts at Heart, we're going to have to bring some targets. I know. I'm excited about the dartboard, Bob. So we get this, I thought, I don't know what I thought, but we're renting a basement out of someone's, is it Airbnb, is someone's basement, but they have it set up but
they live above you.
Yeah, they live above us.
Oh.
And I had to make sure I had internet because when we come back, we do all our editing and we put all the interviews up and all that stuff. And I'm like, I told Janice, man, it's a nice place. It's got a nice paved driveway, all that. And don't get me wrong, the people were super nice there. But anyway, as soon as we get there, the TV was like really, really laggy. It had a smart TV and the internet was just getting super laggy. Well, had a lot of rain come in. And then we go do media day, and we came back and we were trying to do all the interviews and put them up. Well, we had no internet. So we told them, and they're like, I mean, you can hear the dog up there running around. You hear them you basically can hear everybody's personal life going on above you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we were like, hey, we don't have no internet. So like, we're going to get the internet people out there to check it out. So we went to day one, did a lot of editing there, and came back. We're going to try to finish up. And they're like, we have no internet. Like, it's going to be next week before they get there and fix it. And we're like, great. We're like, well, we have no TV. We have nothing. So they bring us down.
A dungeon of nothing. A dungeon
Yeah.
of nothing.
So there's an Xbox down there. And that's what you could use to play your DVDs and stuff. So they bring us a DVD box of like just crazy movies, man. One of them was Dirk Diggler. Have you ever heard of Dirk Diggler?
I've heard of him, but I can't picture it.
It's Mark Wahlberg in like a 1970s porn movie. Is what it is. Yeah, it's not something you watch with your kids. I can guarantee you that. Like, I was like, I did not know what it was. Okay, Jason's like, oh man, Dirk Diggler, let's put it in and see what this is. Oh man, I was in for a rude awakening there on that one. But and then just some of the other movies we had, I was like, man, what kind of people are these? Our kind of people up here? Or are they kind of just weird?
Yeah.
Movies they had. I'm like, who has this movie? Like, this is something you see. It comes on TV.
Maybe it's just one when I went to Walmart. You know, they have the big bins of DVDs. You got to sit there and dig through them. They just went and grabbed a big armful of them and threw them in the cars. Oh, this will be for the Airbnb house.
Yeah.
Didn't even bother to sort through them to see what they had. They just picked something out.
And I wonder if later she come back and she's like, did you give them Dirk Diggler? Did you give them the Dirk Diggler movie now?
Where is that at?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. So anyways, it was that was one of those times. We got some good stories of different Airbnbs. Most of them we've always had a good experience with them. It says, dude, I finally mounted the objective mount for the Old Town 132 Big Water. Freaking awesome, man. Hey man, I appreciate the support. I really do appreciate all y'all's business. And it means a lot to us when you guys support. We're a small business. We're two people. Our family comes in occasionally, helps us out. He says, need
people.
Yeah, need y'all to get navigation lights back. And now we're working on that. We should have them. I'm hoping here soon. We should have some nav lights soon. But yeah, it's two of us. I've had some.
There's no big factory. There's no objective factory.
No, dude, look, let me tell you,
suburbs of Franklin, Virginia.
Yeah. down.
Two guys.
So I don't know if people get this from. I went online and I just typed in one objective one time. You know how you Google yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was going down and I look and like there's these stats about this is one objective and it's just kind of bare minimum stats. It's nothing, but it says on there that we employ, I think it was 20 to 30 employees.
We've never met them. Where are they at?
Yeah, I'm like, who are these people? Because I've never seen them. I'd really like to have them. We're kind of crazy busy. And then the amount of money that it said we made a year, I was like, what in the world? Like,
where's that at?
Yeah, like, is there another one objective? So I go in there and look, and it's like one objective podcast, retail. And I'm like, what in the world is this about? But anyways, I don't know if people see that and they, if they've looked it up or I don't know, but like I can tell you right now that those stats are way wrong, way out of the world. I don't even know where they come from, but it's two of us, man. I've had a guy call the other week and basically blessed me out pretty strongly because we didn't ship out his package the next day after he ordered it. And I mean, which it says on there, 3 to 5 business days before it ships from our facility, or 2 to 5 business days when it ships from our facility. But it guy laid it into me pretty hard. And I'm just, I'm a nice guy, man. I try to be nice about it. And I just want people to know that, we're not Amazon, which Amazon don't even give it to you next day, half time anyways now.
No.
At least for us. So, but anyway, it says you guys make power pole mounts, right? Yeah, we do make power pole mounts. For for several boats. Some kayaks we can't because of the way the back end's made, and if they got a rudder, stuff like that. You know, we don't get into some of those kayaks, and sometimes we just can't keep them in the shop long enough to do it. You know, it's based off customers' rigs, or if we can get one from a dealer that we work with a lot, get one of their kayaks. So, but yeah, so I mean, the classic was fun. Had a great time. I don't know how the rest of this year is going to go when it comes to tournaments. We kind of hit. I'm going to see how Hartwell goes. We were talking about going to Possum Kingdom for the Bass Nation Kayak Series, but I've kind of got to a point where my son now I say our family's got to a point now where my son, he wants to fish tournaments, you know, and he's asked to fish night tournaments and stuff like that. And man, when you fish these out of state tournaments, for us, like the way my work schedule is, like I'll come in and work, and then we'll leave from the shop and we'll go down and we'll fish, you know, a couple of days, and I'll come back right back to the shop. So that's one weekend missed. And then I'll come back, and then by the time I get home, like Wednesday, Thursday night, the following week from working, I got a lot of stuff I need to get done around the house, you know, or we got a birthday party, or we got a cookout we've been invited to, or you know, just hanging with friends, you know, the stuff that you like to do. And I just feel like that a lot of that time's taken away. So I got a good 2 weeks of stuff that's just gone. And if you add up 2 weeks several times through the summer, man, the summer's gone. So, and my son, he's just got into football, back into football, and he's going to be, you know, playing at the high school level. And I mean, their practice starts in July, and it's 6 days a week. So, you know, camping trips and stuff like that's gone. So I need to take advantage of this time with family. My daughter's got into softball, and so I think we're gonna pull back a little bit. All James's kids are in sports, so Chris, I want to be able to fish some night tournaments with you. We used to do it all the time. You know, I miss those days. I miss fishing some of this local stuff, and I give it to these guys that travel the country and fish these all the time. Man, it's tough. It's a grind. It's really tough, and I give it to you guys. I've experienced it and got to do it. I did it in the bass boat world years ago. I didn't travel the country, but we traveled Virginia right much, you know, and in North Carolina and stuff like that. And that there was a grind, but we didn't have to do it like you do with these kayaks. I mean, you got to be on your level, man, with these kayak tournaments. These guys are good. You know, some of these people, I like to get them in a bass boat and just see how well they would do, because I think they'd do phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like, I think they'd compete up there with some of these big boys. And but like I say, they're tough guys, and but I think just time wise and where we are at in life with our kids and at the age that they're at, it's tougher to do it. It's tough to be gone, you know, and hanging out with friends and stuff like that. You kind of gotta be selfish a little bit to pursue it, to pursue that big level of big tournaments. If you want to do good in AOI and win events, you know what I mean? You might get lucky and go out there and fish one and do good on 2 days and get a win or have a good finish, you know, and it can happen. But it's not going to happen as often as a guy that puts in, like a guy like Russ Snyder that puts in the time, you know, and fishes all the time and has his time on the water. Their guys are hard to beat because they're working really hard for it. And I give it to them, man. Congratulations to all you guys that do this, and Drew Gregory and Russ Snyders and Eric Siddiqui and Christine Fisher, and the list goes on, you know, these people that do this all the time. So, but anyways, so I think we're just going to pull back a little bit. We're still going to be doing videos. That's what we want to focus on. We want to focus on our YouTube channel and doing more how-tos and doing more fishing videos and how, you know, stuff like product stuff, like how we travel, you know, how we pack, the vehicles we use, stuff like that. We got a couple of new videos that's going to be coming up here soon, probably mid-April, of some new things that we're going to be receiving that we're excited to get. So I got a camper video I want to do on my camper for One Objective Outdoors thing. I'm going to rip them a new one on that one, because that one is really irritating me. So that was probably a good video. But anyway, so, you know, we got a lot of things we're going to be working on, and I want to focus more on the podcast show again. And like I say, we've been doing better this year. With tournament season, it's been a little tough, but I want to get back to it and doing these things on a regular Sunday or every other Sunday, and getting you guys some good content. And I think we're on the right path for it. But like I say, we got a lot of things we're gonna work on, and we're just gonna pull back from some of the tournament stuff. We're gonna fish local tournaments. We're not stopping completely. We're just gonna pull it back a little bit and fish local so our family can fish with us and friends can fish with us and all that. We got these new bass boats, man, and we don't even hardly get to use them that much, when the kayak season starts. So I'm ready to go fishing in them. I'm done. After Hartwell, we're going to be back home. Now watch, we'll go in and win this thing and be good in points or something. Then we're going to want to go to Texas. But as of right now, this is where we're at. So, but yeah, man, I had a good time at the Classic. We're going to have a great season this year. I'm looking forward to getting some great content out for you guys. Guys that have just tuned in, we're going to have a special show Tuesday with Jeff Gufferson, the 2023 Bassmaster Classic champion. We're going to have him on. I don't know if that show will be live. It's probably just going to be a recorded interview because I don't know how my internet service is going to be. And then that way I'll just put it up. It'll either be Tuesday night or Wednesday morning when you see it come up. And then I don't know about this coming up Sunday. I'm not sure. We might have a show. Just depends on how things go after I have Jeff on and we line up another guest. So see how all that goes. But other than that, guys, I don't really have much more to add. I don't want to ramble on too much more. I do appreciate all you guys tuning in and sharing the videos and comment and all that stuff. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all of our customer support. I mean, you guys are phenomenal. I think we have some of the best customers in the industry. We get a lot of great feedback from everyone. And we highly, highly enjoy it. And we love seeing us that we're able to make a difference for you guys on the water to where it's making life a little easier for you on the water or, just making things a little more simple and enjoying that time on the water because that's what it's all about, man. It's put all the negative stuff to the side and all that. It's just being out there on the water and enjoying it with your friends and family. And that's what we try to contribute to is I just want everybody to have a good time on the water and enjoy it just as much as we do. So, but other than that, guys, I hope y'all have a great weekend. Stay tuned for the next show. If you can, please hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Also go to One Objective Outdoors, hit the subscribe button. There's where all our fishing content's going. Also make sure you check out all our sponsors, Waterland Sunglasses, Amped Outdoors, Missile Baits. Make sure you check all of them out. And other than that, guys, I'll talk to you later. See ya.
Yeah.